Hello, beautiful people. Um, Such a fine afternoon here in Mexico, Tulum. Um, and in this video, I want to talk about the power of words and their influence on your subconscious mind and just your overall happiness and quality of life, I suppose. So, I have been using the power of words and using different ways to express myself, not only in my thoughts but also in the way I talk to others. I have been practicing using different ways to say the same thing, basically, but one way is an empowering way, and the other way is a more disempowering way to say things. And I have seen huge improvements in my sense of peace, sense of agency, sense of strength and discipline. And I think that for you, it might also be worth just taking into consideration. So, words, they have a very powerful impact on our well-being because words are very, very powerful things and they can speak things into existence. So whenever we have a thought, it's either in words or in sounds or in sights. And I was thinking about this last night, if it's also possible to have memories in smell. And I think it's very, very difficult to actually have a memory of smell, like to visualize it. Well, I don't know how you even would say that, visualize in the smell sense, in the scent. And I do believe that's maybe why that memories that are attached to a certain smell, they can be very, very powerful, very strong, because whenever you smell a particular smell, you have a lot of memories attached to that. I just was a little thought, but I'm digressing. So words, they have a huge impact on the way we behave, because the way we word things and the way we say things to ourselves and others, it has a direct impact on the way we and others behave. And I like to use as much empowering language as I can. So to give you a simple example is, I try to avoid speaking with shoulds, because I do believe that there are very little shoulds in this life. Nobody should or shouldn't do specific things. You can either do them, you might want to consider doing them, but if you avoid the shoulds, then because a should is kind of like putting your responsibility outside yourself. I should do this. Well, who says that you should? You know, and this is removing some of your agency and some of your freedom in a sense. So instead of saying I should, is I get to. For instance, I should brush my teeth right now. You can change the way you say things to I get to brush my teeth, or I get to go to work, or I get to do this, or I get to do that. And instead of using the should, by using the get to, you increase the amount of agency that you have, and that will enable you to be more responsible for your own actions and your own decisions, basically. Another one that I like to use is I don't say I don't have time, because everybody has the same amount of time. So everybody has the time, basically. What I do say is I don't want to do that, or I don't want to make time for it, because the end of the day, everybody has the same amount of time, and it's either if you want to make time for something or create space that you actually will do that, you know. So if somebody tells me I don't have time for that, or I can't because I don't have time, then I think to myself, well, it's because you don't want to. So this is something that I try to implement for myself. So whenever I say I feel like saying I don't have time or I can't, I say I don't want to make time for that, or I will not make time for that. And this increases again your agency and your sense of responsibility, like you are putting the decision in your hands and you're taking responsibility for it. Another really powerful one that I think is very, very useful, especially in situations where you're feeling overwhelmed and you experience a lot of very intense, maybe even negative feelings, like anger or sadness or depression or anxiety. Instead of saying I am angry or I am sad or I am depressed, you want to switch the I am to I feel, because that creates a little bit of space between you and the feeling. Because when you say I am angry, then you actually self-identify with the anger, and because then you identify with the anger, you will have to act it out, because you are the anger, you are angry, which means you have to act angry. And if you change the way you say what you feel, and you change from I am angry to I feel angry, then you create a little bit of space and you distance yourself from the feeling. So you say that you feel angry, you are not angry. And by saying that you feel angry, you can then take a look at this feeling and distance yourself a little bit from it. And then you don't identify with it, and then you don't have to act on that feeling. So this allows you to make a more conscious decision for your subsequent actions. Like then you can really take a moment to think, how do I want to act in this very moment? I feel anger. How do I want to act because of this anger? And that allows you to make way better decisions, because you create a little bit of distance between yourself and the feeling, and that can result in a way more productive interaction with someone. For instance, if you're having an argument with your partner or with a loved one or a family member or whoever, a random person, by saying that, hey, I feel anger, and I felt it was being triggered by what you just did or just said, and I'm here to look inside myself where this anger is coming from, or where this intense feeling is coming from, and I want to work through this with you. I don't want to act angry. I want to tell you that I feel angry because of what just happened, right? And this is a totally different way to approach a situation like that. And it's simply by changing the way you word things. And that's why I believe it's such a powerful tool to have in your toolbox whenever you are dealing with situations that involve lots of intense emotions, or a sense of, or it will increase your sense of agency and your sense of responsibility. So try to avoid saying I don't have time. Try to avoid shoulds. Try to avoid identifying with the feelings, and yeah, you will definitely feel an increase in your sense of self-worth in a way also, because you speak up for you own it. You own the fact that you don't make time for something, or you own the fact that you get to do something instead of you should. Because when you say you should, like I said earlier, it is like an outside force that tells you to do something. But if you say I get to, then it's your own decision, and then you can also decide whether you want to engage with this activity or not, and that will drastically improve your sense of self-worth. And I cannot underestimate the impact it has had on my own life. So that is all I wanted to say about this. I feel a little bit, I don't know, it's a little bit of a weird vibe for me today, but I still wanted to record this video because I think it's a valuable insight and a valuable tool to have in your toolbox on your road to self-improvement. So that's why I wanted to share this with you guys. So thank you for being brave. Thank you for looking inward. Thank you for making this place and yourself a little bit better each step at a time. And as always, thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one.